With an absolutely massive open world with a vehicle roster spanning over 450 different boats, planes, monster trucks, hovercrafts, touring cars, rally raid cars, the lot, including a PvP game mode, as well as a weekly summit every single week with rewards, as well as every 2 months, a new motor pass in the every 4 monthly season, updating the game consistently. It can't get much better than that, can it? Can it? Well... What's going on? My name is SidWaj. I mean, today I'm just gonna be talking, because what happened? What happened? Well, see, the Crew 2 just came out of one of the highest peaks it's ever had with the US Speed Tour Motor Pass, and it was quite good for a while. See, they'd spent the most they'd ever had on marketing. They'd seemed to have done a fair bit with the beginning of this new season, as well as the whole UB Forward stuff for it. It seemed like they'd done quite a bit, and it showed, because people were playing the game. And like I said, the Crew 2, at least on Steam charts, and obviously, you know, that would given to a certain ratio also correlate with the PS4 and Xbox and the like. On Steam charts, the Crew 2 hit one of its highest peaks during that time. And recently, in the last 3 or 4 days, the Crew 2 hit the lowest concurrence playing on Steam it has ever had. Now, obviously, this is on PC. It would be quite a few more on PS4. However, like I said, you can only assume that it stays consistent. We had the free weekend. The game went on discount. Like I said, they'd spent so much on marketing, but it all felt even at the time fake. And see, the thing is, all the numbers spiked. All, like, the search numbers for the Crew 2, all of it spiked. And for a while, yes, we were in that little Goldilocks zone, but I knew for a fact, but even before it's happened, that it's going to be artificial. And now we can see that as the Crew 2 searches are all down, impressions are down. It's a weird one. See, I've been streaming recently. I only just yesterday stopped streaming daily. Only missing 1 day every single week. Streaming every single day on the Crew. I'm going to be back this update. So I'll be back on the 8th. But to streaming, that is. And I haven't done a video on the game for like... I think it's been a month now. Like 3 weeks. It will be 3 weeks, I believe. Well, I guess not including this, so it'll be like 2.5. See, because I just come on the game and there's just nothing. There's just nothing. It's like, what can you even do at that point? See, they haven't been doing anything the people actually want. They may have spent all this money, but we haven't had a car added in the game since the new Bugattis. And, okay, I'll be front with you. I know the car's coming next season. It doesn't get much better. See, I would have made this video next season. I would have made this video sort of talking about, like, what actually is it now for the Crew. Next season, I would have made it, you know, later into the season. But thing is, I mean, there's no point. Because it's just going to be the exact same now for 2 months. It's going to be 2 or 3 weeks of you know, sort of hype carrying it until it's just going to die down again. And they haven't done anything to fix that. The summit change, I'll admit the summit change overall has to have new people playing the summit. I assume it was intended to, like making each event have rewards, and especially on PS4, a lot more people are playing the summit now. I don't know about Xbox or Stadia, definitely not. But more people might be playing the summit, but they're just ignoring things like PvP. PvP has so many server issues. PvP has so many stuttering issues, latency issues. It is so boring. Voting revenge is one of the worse things in PvP. It makes the experience so painful. The fact that there's only a street playlist and the other playlist is just, you know, sometimes it's sure, when it's a mixed playlist, I'll play that. When it's like a Demolition Derby playlist, I can often firm it, but it needs an overhaul. The event types are boring now. We've had the same thing for so long. Maybe when they add a new motor pass, instead of just adding the normal event type, sort of change the event type as well, so you can add it to PvP too, and then add a motor pass playlist to PvP. Add it so your character stands outside the car, so the new outfits you can get in the motor pass actually, you know, mean something. So in the lobby, they stand outside the car so you can see your outfit and what character you chose. Make it so on the podium, you sort of drift in. Like the second place, third place, they're doing burnouts and nitroing. And first place, you know, comes in from between them both and drifts into the podium. That way you can show off your vanities better. You can show off all the actual cosmetics you've paid for or earned. The thing is, you may expect me to talk about contracts here as well. The thing about contracts is they need to not be in the game. The thing is, the Crew 2 needs a way to monetize itself. The way I see it, unfortunately, now this is a very controversial opinion, the only thing they messed up with contracts is having them in the game in the first place. See, the thing was, contracts were way too easy for crew credits. And all that causes is, the thing is, I know I'm going to be starting over my words a lot here, but we look at the Crew and we're like, oh my god, this game is on the ropes, it is dying. I mean, it's doing the best to keep itself alive out of the three big racing games, I'd say. Need for Speed is borderline irrelevancy now, unfortunately. I mean, then again, I'm not a Need for Speed player, so biased opinion there. Of course, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Forza has no end game. It's known to have no late game. There is people who can find a lot of late game in it, as it is a sandbox style game. However, I'd say it's even worse than the Crew for late game. At least on the Crew, I can come on and there's a summit or there's a bit of PvP. As painful as PvP is to play, it's still playable. But PvP needs a desperate quality of life change. But like I was saying, contracts need to be in the game so they have a way to monetize the game. But vanities need to be lowered in price outrageously. Why are vanities still that expensive? Do they not understand that if vanities went from 70k for a smoke, 70,000, £7 for a smoke and a horn. If vanities weren't that expensive, if it was like 20k for some tires, if it was like 30k for a really good smoke, if it was like 5k for like simple tires, I would be buying every single vanity in store. So many people would buy more vanities. Do they not understand? Putting on £7 gets you one good vanity. If putting on £7 got you like at least two, at least a group of vanities. Like, you know, a tire matching with a smoke. Why are vanities still so expensive? When they nullified contracts is when they should have gotten cheaper. In all fairness, I'm fairly certain you used to get 20k if you didn't own the motor pass. You used to get 20k from it. Didn't they lower it to like 18k this time? Because you get like 2,000 crew credit sets in there now. Like, I don't get what their thought process with all of this is. It just makes no sense. And then on top of that, there's the like small things. Well, not small. In all fairness, I'll say these aren't small things. These are things that take a lot of R&D. They take a lot of research and development. They take a lot of time. But a race creator. Add a race creator where we can go into the game. We can add races. We can create races in any spec, any sort of subsection. And then people can play them. People can play them like competitively or with their mates, or they can run through all the races and play them, etc. So something along those lines, or like online lobbies for the race creators. You can then upvote, downvote them, Like, I believe a similar system to GTA. You can upvote, downvote them. And then the races with the higher upvotes are the ones that, like, I don't know, add them into the game. Make it so that the 2 highest voted races, Ivory Tower, then come in, review them. They can pick an extra race of their own. And then those get added to the game. Or no, screw that. Because, I don't know, they don't want to add events that aren't Motor Pass now, right? Okay, so just move that into a PvP playlist. Have the race creators in the races created like that in the PvP playlist. Make it so you can go into any race you've created. When you create a race and publish it, it stays in the upvote downvote like lobby for like, or playlist for like I don't know, a week's time, 2 weeks time, and then if it gets approved, it gets into the PvP like creators playlist for about 2 months. And then, but the entire time, like, no matter how long you have it still to yourself. That would be so good. Like, I'd make this entire road I've been drifting on here a drift track. Like, it would actually be, like, if they wanted to add it into the game as well, like, didn't they just do a whole update for the parts? Well, no, it didn't just do this, was, like, agency. But they made that change for parts because most specs had not enough events in them. Okay, so let us make the events for them. Let us design the drift events. Let us design the drag events. Let us design the monster truck events. Let us do anything. Because that would keep the game alive. If PvP didn't get an update, PvP desperately needs an update. But if PvP didn't get an update, add the race creator system like I've just described it. Because why not? Because why not? On top of that, a next-gen update would be nice. However, I believe the problem with that is just the engine. I don't think the engine can actually handle it. I know it's 60 FPS on PC. I think eventually we'll just see the PC version of the game be ported onto PS4 the same way that the PS4 version is just the, or console version is just the, is the one ported over to PC. But hopefully we get something along those lines sorted out, because the graphics often can look alright. Like, I don't mind what I'm looking at here on PC when I go through this road. It looks phenomenal. Say it's nighttime, raining. But the graphics could definitely use some work, as well as the frames being so absolutely terrible. There's little things like Motor Pass cars being meta, wheel being meta that are sort of frustrating. Those are things I could touch on, but they're kind of meh. Another thing is, well, I'll give one of my ideas. I'll give one of my ideas for the game, right? Vanity loot crates. Now, hear me out. Hear me out, right? It would be a brilliant meme for a while, because everyone would be like, okay, what is this? It's no different from Forza wheel spins, realistically. If anything, it's okay, it would be a bit worse than Forza wheel spins. But make it so there's some crates we can buy, and there's a separate set of crates that are for the summit. So you get those as gold rewards, bronze rewards, silver rewards, not bronze rewards, gold rewards, silver rewards, and platinum rewards. And the rarity has, like, a different loot pool. But the summit ones have a different, like, vanity reward pool for than the shop ones. And then add a PvP one as well, where the PvP in the game has something to work for every week. Make it so that if you win 25 races in a week on PvP, or add like a point system, points for positions, right? So the amount of points you gain is the amount, like, and if you gain a certain amount, you get a silver crate at the end of the week instead of one gold part. No one wants one gold part. Add, like, so you get silver rewards if you gain enough points during the week. You get bronze rewards, gold rewards, platinum rewards, and they all have different levels of vanities you can get in them. And then you can open that crate and you get a vanity. No duplicates. If you take this idea, Ivory Tower, which you won't, no duplicates, okay? Because that would just entirely ruin the thing. I don't want to get purple smoke 20 times over, okay? Like, add cool stuff. There's so many vanities in this game. Like, not Motor Pass crates, because that wouldn't really make sense. I guess maybe you could get shop crates from the Motor Pass, but something along those lines. And have them labeled as well. Make them just look like the live rewards around the map. except the shop ones have the Far and Beyond logo, like spray painted on it. I don't know, make it so Live. The Live Extreme company did it. The shop ones have like live Far and Beyond on it. Live Summit, PvP, live battle, done. And you can tell I really want the PvP to be any better in this game. Make it so that I don't even know. There's so many other things is the problem. You know what? I'll whip out my sticky note. I'll go one-handed for a minute. Let me try and get out my sticky note for my Crew 2 ideas. Because I actually have this. What's it called? New specs, meh. A stunt bike season would be nice. A drift and drag bike season. I can't even begin on the whole private lobbies and crew thing. Why can we not make private lobbies? It is so tedious for me to make it. I don't care about 4-person crews. Okay, sure. Make me still have to play in 2 separate crews. Because there's events that only have 4 people in those events, right? So like jet sprint events. When you're in a jet sprint race, there's only 4 jet sprint vehicles, right? So it wouldn't work if there was 8 people in a crew. So fine. Leave 4-person crews. Add private lobbies. Let us buy houses around the map. Make them really expensive and make it so that you make it so that you get an exclusive car for each house. Each house has its own car, right? Something along those lines. Add icon rewards. Add icon rewards every 1,000 until 10,000 now. Or sorry, 9,999. Make the icon levels slightly, you know, less grindy. And then add rewards. Like, make them sick rewards. So people actually want to do that. Another thing would sort of work on the crew aspect. Where if you're in a crew, your apartment can double as a crew apartment. There's a separate floor. And you can go in there with your crew. And each of you have your own vehicle slots where you can park your own vehicle. So you can all look at each other's cars. And stuff like that. Even if there's not stuff like, you know, parts trading in that, I don't mind. Sure, keep parts trading out of that. Maybe that messes with stuff, but add that. Add like you can go into an apartment with your crew. It would be useless at the end of the day, but it would be a little feature that would help so much. There's so much stuff like that that would just help so much with the quality of life of this game. Don't even get me started on the... Like, I could actually just sit here and talk about the HQ mailbox the entire video. We've been going for like 20 minutes now. And I could actually spend another 20 on the HQ mailbox. I'll try and speedrun it, right? Add it so... bloody... How do I even start? You can filter by parts. You can... There's a button at the top. Filters rarity. Gold rarities. Gold goes to the top. Purple... Blue, grey, whatever, green, then there's no grey parts, visual parts, I guess, yeah, grey parts. Make it so you can filter the HQ mailbox by rarity. Done. Instantly. Make it so you can see the affix. Why can't you see what affixes there are? So, like, that would completely solve the whole scrapping ace parts sets problem. The fact that we get a full set of gold parts from the summit now makes it an absolute chore to actually not accidentally scrap a boosted set. So make it so we can see the affix on the parts in the HQ mailbox. Like, why can't we? It makes no sense. Another thing about the HQ mailbox is just let us scrap all. Give us a scrap all button. If we can see what affixes they all are, just let us scrap all. I don't want to have to sit there and look at and just sit there for hours on end hearing the I don't care. I don't care. Let us scrap all and let us filter by rarity in the HQ mailbox and make it slightly bigger, but who cares about that, honestly? There's so many other problems at the moment. And let us see what affixes each part has. I don't even care if we get the exact percentage. Just if I could see that it was a nitrochemist with pure refill and so were 6 other parts, I'd be like, okay, I want to collect those. Let me sort out my inventory. Like, come on. I could say stuff like, add the Supra. No, super bad. Super overrated. Other cars to add. Other vehicles to add. I'm not really too fussed about that. You know, they're always going to be adding cars, and they've been doing a pretty good job with getting licenses recently. So I commend you for that. Thank you for getting good licenses. Thank you for getting those licenses to give you the opportunity to modify them in a way where you can make them Motor Pass cars and Summit cars. You clearly have quite good negotiation skills with a lot of the brands that you are working with. However, it's the other things that I talked about here today that would really actually affect the quality of life of the game. Talk to your creators. Like, actually engage with them in a level where have a Black Panther summit. Have an AR-12 summit. Work with them. Work with Black Panther. Work with AR-12. Double the platinum amount for that week. Make it so 22,000 get it on PS4. Make it so 8,000 get it on PC, etc. So double the platinum value. And make work with Black Panther, work with AR-12, and make a Black Panther Summit car, an AR-12 Summit car. They would be able to make videos on it. They would make videos on in the entire week on the crew if they had their own Summit car in the game. Then once you've got that, work with other creators. And cool. Anyone else? You don't like Crapstick Jack, I don't, as far as I remember, but you might like him. Do a car with him. You know. Like, and then the viewers of those YouTubers would come on the game to unlock their favorite YouTubers' cars. I know it's another artificial boost, but it's one that is done in a proper way instead of just, hey, the game's free, come play it. Oh, you don't want to play it anymore? Oh, well. I guess we'll leave the game to rot and trickle down to its lowest concurrence we've ever had because they're not adding any vehicles and the summit is unoriginal. PvP is boring. The crew system is bugged. The PvP is broken. Let alone boring. It doesn't work. It's held together with bandages, pieces of strings, and nuts and bolts. It's absolutely shocking. Like, it's all of these ideas I've talked about here today are the things people want in the game. If you agree with it, I guess drop a like. I've more just been ranting as me today. More Sid than SidWaj, I guess. But, you know, back to a bit of SidWaj. Do drop a like on the video. It would be appreciated. If you watched this long, it was honestly like a little mini podcast, to be honest. It actually... Maybe we need to get Josh on this and make a State of the Crew podcast, because... the state of the crew is shocking. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, but... oh, Jesus. Jesus. A little mini podcast on the Crew 2. What now? What now, crew? Because it's horrendous at this point. But on that note, I will sign you lot off. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I will be back on the 8th. Little update from me. I will be back on the 8th, back to streaming, that is. I will try and get a video out. I'll try my hardest to get a video out this week. It will either be Icon 9999, it will be another guide, or it will be a fun video that I've got in mind. I've got a video in mind that would take a bit of work. But it could be quite good. It could be quite good. Yeah. But regardless, I'll see you on the update where I'll be doing 4 upload streak again with new first look, tier 13, tier 33, and tier 49. Of course, then I'm probably gonna try and get a Motor Pass car tier list out after that. So that we can, you know, because the Motor Pass would have just come out, even though I don't think anyone cares at the moment. It would have been better if it was after last Motor Pass. But you lot seem to very much like the tier list, so I'll be back to doing the tier list. Yeah, I've got some ideas cooking. I just cannot bring myself to do them because the game is just like, it's like Jesus Christ. It's actually the meme where the little stick man's poking the fucking whatever and just saying, do something. Cause please, do something. Like, we can't wait for another 2 months for another season. I hope next season is great. I hope next season is wonderful, riveting, outstanding. But I can't trust you lot with that anymore. I can't trust you lot. You know, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me 2 times, can't put the blame on you. Fool me 3 times, and then the rest has profanities in it of that one song I'm quoting, so I won't carry on. But fool me 3 times, like Jesus Christ, okay? This is a decent season with decent events, a decent plot. It's simple, it worked, so how have you managed to ruin it? How? Make the motor pass shorter. Make it shorter. Why is it 4 months? Why is it 2 separate motor pass? Make it a month each. I don't care if we get less cars overall. Make it a month each. At least we get new update. Bum. Done. I'm gonna go insane. Okay, well, I'll sign off before I lose my insanity. I'll lose my insanity. Lose my sanity. I hope you guys did enjoy this video because it was just waffle. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna watch the video, let alone watch it to this late into the video. But that is about it from me. I hope you guys did enjoy this video because I guess I enjoyed making it. You know what? It was actually very fun to finally turn on the camera again and just get to talk this time instead of having to sit here like I actually just got to just talk and speak my mind on the game because Jesus Christ. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because yeah, I enjoyed making it, but that's about it from me. Alright, yeah, thank you to popular members. Thank you to famous members. Special thank you to famous members. And thank you to icon members for the love of life. And SidWaj is daddy. Because he is, boys. Hi. In a bit.
My heart spills, so I'm cleaning up a mess, yeah. Gotta go to church, feel the demons at my neck, yeah. When I'm on a pill, I be feeling like I'm blessed, it's a curse. When I'm on the drugs, I'm the worst, shawty. Tell me how it feels, tell me does it hurt. Tell me if it's wrong when I'm lifting up your shirt, shawty. Tell me if it's real, or would you leave me in the dirt?